Several types of connectors for car audio systems are used. ISO 10487. ISO 10487 defines a standard for connectors for the head unit to the car's electrical system, consisting of a system of 4 different connectors typically used in head units for car audio. Part 1 of the standard is dedicated to dimensions and general requirements, and Part 2 to performance requirements. Power. The first connector A is always present, is usually black in color, and contains pins for power supply, off, on, optional control for remotorized antenna, and so on. On some cars the plus 12 volts ignition and battery positions are reversed, such as later Volkswagen Group cars, Peugeot 106, Vauxhall Astra, Citroën C3, some JCB tractors. Pin 1 is optional, used for speed-dependent volume control and possibly navigation. Pin 2 is optional, used for phone mute. Pin 3 is optional, used for reversing lamp signal on Becker radios with navigation. Pin 6 is optional, used for vehicle instrument illumination. Loudspeaker. The second connector B is for connecting 4 loudspeakers, front, rear, left and right, and is usually brown in color. Miscellaneous. The connector C is optional. Sometimes it appears as one 20-pin connector, often red in color, or it may be divided into 3 separate connectors which may be hooked together, in which case C1 is usually yellow, C2 is usually green, which C3 is usually blue in color. The contact spacing is narrower than the other connectors, so the C connector is sometimes referred to as mini-ISO. Note: ISO 10487 only defines the physical attributes of the connectors, not the pin signal designations, which a manufacturer define. The example above is oriented towards VW vehicles only. Navigation. The connector D is for satellite navigation systems. It has 10 pins. Quad lock. From 2000 and onwards, manufacturers such as BMW, Citroën, Ford, Mercedes-Benz, Peugeot, Volkswagen, Rover, Audi, Seat, Opel and Skoda have sometimes started using a 40-pin connector instead, called the quad lock. The quad lock connector consists of a block of 16 flat pins analogous to the 2 main ISO 10487 connectors. While the physical contact pins are the same, the pin allocation is not entirely the same, and the connector housing is not compatible. In addition to the 16 pins, like ISO 10487, there are minor connectors for optional equipment. They fit within the frame of the main connector, and has coding so that they cannot be interchanged. Minor connector B has 12 pins for audio output signals. Minor connector C has 12 pins for various audio sources such as CD changes, MP3 players,